today I'm introducing a new segment for this channel, and it's going to be called Hits and Giggles. The reason it's going to be called Hits and Giggles is that you will have me opening some packs on B-roll, and I will tell you guys a story. True life story, real event, something that's happened to me, or something that, I've experienced. One of the things I've always loved doing is telling stories and sharing, my insight on things. And I think Hits and Giggles could be a really fun way to reach out and hopefully connect with other people based on, the human experience is, we are so different at times, but we are so interconnected. So I'm hoping that Hits and Giggles is something that you will giggle at. Hopefully it's something that you find maybe inspiring. Hopefully it's something that you want to continue and something that I want to continue. So we'll check out our first episode of Hits and Giggles. Yeah! First episode of Hits and Giggles, we're going to be opening up some Ninja Spinner, okay? And I am going to be telling you a story of kind of, not necessarily a world event. Maybe it kind of sort of is a world event, but it is something that definitely impacted America. It's something that impacted California. It impacted the lives of many people. I don't want to start with a story that is so insanely heavy. So that heavy stuff, I'm not really going to be here to comment on much. I'm just going to tell you what happened in this space at this time where I was, okay? So, in 2015, I was living in Los Angeles. I was interning for a news company. They were kind of like a alternative news. They were coming up. They were really, really big. One of the reasons I liked them, the name of the company is Riot, R-Y-O-T. One of the reasons I really liked Riot is, one, I got to write. One of the things I love doing, I am a writer. I always am writing, have some sort of a yarn, be it, storytelling, as I'm trying to do now, poetry, whatever. I love writing. That's my thing. But Riot helped me to write, and so I was slowly published on some of their videos as an intern. And on this particular day, there was an event that happened to where it was a terrorist attack in San Bernardino. It was December 2nd, I believe it was 2015. I was at the Riot offices, and breaking news, Riot had this really cool kind of, like, it was built almost inside of what seemed to be like a car garage, almost. Like maybe like a refashioned warehouse, but they had all their technology and all their computers and things like that kind of on like the ground floor. They would always have the like the opening up so we could see out into the neighborhood. But so on this day, we're all down on the ground floor and we're all looking at our phones. We're looking at the news. Like they pulled over a TV, and this terrible event happened in San Bernardino to where some terrorists, some individuals went to, I believe it was like a retirement home, something like that, and they went and they shot a bunch of people. They tried to, bomb the place. It was a lot of news really fast. And, the first things that we are thinking as, a news company is, hey, we need, boots on the ground. Let's go and let's get there. Let's see what we can do. One of the things that I loved about Riot is the way that in which they would show their stories. A lot of their stories, they really pushed into like the very early days of 3D like storytelling. So I know that you've seen those YouTube videos to where you would be maybe inside of a park and you can like move the YouTube video around and things like that and see like 360 degrees around. That's what Riot did, and they would do that under the idea of like, this is the news and you are here with us in this space. So, they're thinking, all right, like let's get there. Let's try to go out as quickly as possible, get people over there. And they asked some, like, who's ready, who wants to go. And it was, I'm not going to say their real names, Kent and Matthew. And so Matthew was someone who worked the camera a lot more. So whenever they would go out places, I think he had a little bit more experience with cameras, and we needed a reporter or someone to like interview and speak, and that was Kent's job. And they were like, does anyone else want to go? And I was like, yeah, I'll go. I would love to go. I didn't say I would love to go. I would say, yeah, I want to go. And so as everyone's prepping, like things are moving around, people are still glued on the TV, I remember thinking to myself, like, oh my God, this is scary. This is such a big, frightening event. And, the adrenaline is starting to pump inside of my veins, inside of my body. And I'm thinking, yo, this is kind of crazy that, I'm going to do this. And I'll never forget a producer, someone that was, decently high up in the company, comes over to me and he grabs me by my shoulder and he says, Josh, you don't have to do this, right? And I look at him and I wanted to say, like, no, I'm excited. But excited was the wrong word, and I didn't use that word. I said, no, I want to go. I want to do this thing. I really wanted to push myself outside of these boundaries. And if this was a profession I wanted to get into, like, you have to experience the good and the bad and the dangerous and the safe. So I was like, I want to go. This is my decision. I want to do it. All right, Josh. And so the three of us get into the car, Kent, Matt, and myself. And I'm supposed to be the navigator. Let me start where we are first. So this started in the morning. It started around like 10 or 11 is when the shooting occurred. They're, trying to cordon off the area and like make sure no one else is hurt, around this time. And I don't know exactly what time we leave, but I know it was about in the morning or the very, very, very early afternoon that we left off to go to San Bernardino. The office of Riot is located in like Venice. It was located by Venice Beach. And so Venice Beach to San Bernardino is a good hour and a half drive. So we're not going to speed to get there, but we need to get there quick. I was the navigator. I was given the job as navigator. Another thing that I was given, we had a very, very quick tutorial on how to film something with the 3D cameras. And so it was a tripod with this like contraption on top. You had to press things and sync it all together. They ran myself and Matt through it super quick. And they're like, go, just, get, as many pictures as you can. Once you press these buttons, just stand away and let it do its work. And so again, I'm the navigator on this trip, and I'm texting my girlfriend at the time. I'm freaking out, like, hey, I'm going to San Bernardino, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what? Are you crazy? There's tears. Yeah, don't worry, I'll be here soon. I didn't sound like that. I didn't sound like a action hero, but that's what it was. And of course, my phone was about to die. And as I'm texting her, I forget that I'm the navigator, and we passed the exit we were supposed to go into 2 exits ago. And I look, and I was like, oh, man, Kent, bro, we missed the exit. We got to go back. He's like, oh, okay. We go back, we get off, we go back around, hop back on the highway. And for whatever reason, I think maybe I'm too nervous, I'm too anxious. For whatever reason, we're driving and I missed another exit, and I will never forget. I'm sitting in the front seat and I was like, Kent, my bad, we were supposed to go this way. I remember he looked at me, he goes, it's okay. And that's the type of guy that he was. Speaking of the type of guys that they are, and I promise you this plays into the video. It's not like weird race baiting, but my man Kent was a white dude, and Matthew, he was Latino, he was brown, and myself, I'm a brown black guy, and this comes into the story a little bit later. Please follow me, okay? So we finally get to the area in which the happened. We are pushed pretty far back. We're pushed back like a couple of blocks. No one is allowed in. Helicopters are going around. There's a huge like police presence around, as there should be. People, we were standing at, I think it was like a Shell or a 76 gas station, and there were a lot of people just standing outside. We're all looking at this building, and what we're trying to do, I set the 3D cameras up to kind of get an idea of what it's looking like. And Kent and Matt, they are going and doing interviews. We're doing interviews, and we're not really getting anything from anybody. They're like, oh, well, we just came to see what was happening. Oh, no, we weren't around. We didn't see this. We didn't see that. We were, ironically, pretty late to the news. And I remember seeing Kent frustrated because he was like, oh, we're not getting much. And, we're calling the producers and like, well, if you guys want to come back, it's all good. This, that, and the third. And it wasn't maybe 30 minutes later, we get a really ominous call from a different producer. He was like, hey, I wanted to let you guys know that, we have tips. We have word that the vehicle that the terrorists were in, it's over in this area here. He said, you guys do not need to go. You guys don't need to take this information. This is just rumor. I just wanted to give this to you guys. And we're like, oh no, we're for sure, we're gonna go. And so we hop in the car. It wasn't, too far away, if I remember correctly. And we're far away from the crowds. We're inside of a just suburban neighborhood. And it was quiet except for the helicopters above. And I remember we hop out of the car. We're pretty far back from kind of the Google pin that we put down, and so we're like, we're just gonna huff it. We're just gonna walk. And so we're walking down the street. There's nobody around. We would see police cars go back and forth. We've seen like some police trucks. I remember we set up our 3D camera at one spot that was kind of on the corner, and because we kept seeing police officers, maybe SWAT team members in like trucks with their rifles and things like that, and they're going by like, this would be a cool place to set up. And so we set it up, and we waited there for like 5-10 minutes, and we're like, nah, can we get closer? So yeah, let's try to get closer. And so very slowly we're moving down the street, and finally there is a frustrated looking police officer. He was geared up, body armor, weapon, the whole nine. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're with the news. We're just, we're just trying to get the news. And he looks at us, he's like, you guys, get out of here, go that way. And we stop where we are, and he just keeps walking away. And we all looked at each other, and we're like, let's keep going. And so we slowly move a little bit further down, and at this point, we didn't have news of exactly where it was, but we knew it was near a school. And we see the school kind of in front of us, and police officers walking out through and around. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't want to get shot and killed. I know they don't want to either. So it's like, hey, let's go down the street. Let's take a right down the street. And so we School's in front of us. We take a right. Kent is on the opposite sidewalk, and Matt and I are together. I am carrying the tripod of cameras, of 3D cameras, and Matthew has, his handheld camera. And as we're walking down the street, pretty far off, maybe like 200 meters, something like that, like a few football fields away. Maybe not a few football fields away. Maybe like 80 yards away. These police officers rush us. They yell out, "Hey, stop where you are! Come here!" And I'm holding the cameras, and I don't know which order to follow, and I freeze. He's, "Come here!" And so we all start walking towards the police officers, and the police officers rush me and Matt. They immediately, "Put that down, put this down here, put it down. Like, we're with the news, put it down. They put us in handcuffs immediately. And Kent's on the other side of the street. He goes, "Hey!" And we're looking over at him, and we're like, "Dude, go away." He goes, "Hey, you can't do that. That's not fair. We're with the news." And the police officer looks at Kent. He's like, "Hey, you get out of here. We're gonna deal with this, blah, blah, blah." And Kent is looking at us. He's like, "No, that's unacceptable. That's not gonna happen, blah, blah, blah." And the police officer says, "You keep speaking, you're gonna end up like them." He said, "No, they're with me, blah, blah, blah." Police officer takes Kent, puts him in handcuffs, and we're all handcuffs and walking together. I remember looking at Matt, and Matt kind of looks at me, and I'm like, "Bro, you didn't have to do that, bro." Like, Kent didn't have to do that. And so the police officers took the three of us handcuffed, brought us down next to, like, there were a lot of police cars around, and there was actually a police barricade to the side of us, and they sit us down in front of the police car. And again, I'm thinking to myself, because I don't know what's happened with the terrorists at this point, I'm thinking, like, yo, is there a chance that we get shot and killed? Like, I don't know any of it. But they sit us down on the sidewalk. People are looking at us over the police barricade. They're taking pictures and doing things like that. And we kind of look over at Kent, and we're like, we're kind of in a bad situation. We're not in a great situation. And but it didn't sound so grave to the police officers. The police officer, the one who had detained us, he was joking around a lot, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, my retirement's coming up soon." Like, this is so cliche, but "My retirement's coming up soon. Like, of course this stuff happens." And he didn't seem all too serious. And so I was wondering, I was like, is this actually like that big of like what's going on? Not is this a big deal, because it is, but like, why is he so chill? And over time they ask us for identification. They take my wallet out. They check everything, and everything's cool. And maybe about 15 or 20 minutes later, they actually had arrested or detained another reporter. He was by himself, though. And they sat him next to us. And they're like, "Are you guys together?" No. He had on his news organizations kind of press tag, and we didn't have that at the time. And we didn't really chat with the other guy, but we kind of got the idea that the subjects had been neutralized, and that things in the area, while there is still a big police presence, we were often good to go because there was nothing else to see and there was nothing else to do. A little bit further down the road from where we were sitting, and I didn't know this until we got up and we were let off, was the SUV that the police shot at, and the side of that SUV was right down the street from us in view. But I didn't know that at the time. It wasn't until like later recollection. At this point, it is maybe 6 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock, and we start going home. My phone has died. I can't contact anybody to tell them I'm safe and things are okay. The car ride started out really, really quiet. And Kent, after a while, he looks at us. He was like, "Dude, what was that?" And he goes, "I have never like seen profiling like right in front of me. I've never seen it as bright as that." And I was like, "Yeah." And Matthew went, "Yeah, it happens. Like, it's not that big of a deal." He's like, "No, I was standing right there too. Like, why didn't they come to me too?" Like, bro, it's like, it's not a big deal. Like, it just happens. And Kent's like, "Well, yeah, well, I see it now. Like, that was crazy." When we finally get back to Riot office, it's closing time at this point, and everyone was gone except our 2 producers and the big boss. And I very rarely had seen the like co-founder, co-owner of Riot, and this was one of the first times I had seen him, and I was like able to chat with him. And we walk in, and there, "Oh my God, you guys are fucking amazing. You guys are this, you that," and like, oh my goodness, it was crazy. And the founder, the co-founder, he comes up and he gives all of us a hug, and he looks, and again, I've never spoken to this man a day in my life. He hugs me and he says, "Josh, thank you for what you guys did. That was crazy what you went through today. Like, thank you for being a part of us." And I felt good because I'm like, whoa, like this really successful like person that I had no clue who would have known my name knows my name, and we're able to like chat. It was really great. It was really cool to me specifically because like it was a really terrible incident. It's a really bad incident. It's something that truly and greatly affected so many different lives. And realistically, I was a speck in this story. I was just this little thing that went through that was trying to catch a news story. But to, have other people be grateful for the actions that we took, even though it's not heroic or anything like that, for people to be grateful, it was very special to me, and I felt really good about the decision and the experience that we all had together. And so finally, I get into my car. I don't have a car charger, and it takes me. I live pretty far away from Venice Beach. It takes me like 45 minutes to get home, and my girlfriend was pissed. She's like, "I thought you died." And I was like, "Man, I got a story to tell you." So that's my story about the San Bernardino. Again, I don't want to make light of a situation in the slightest. It is just something that happened, something that I experienced, and something that I've been actually wanting to share for a very long time. Because these experiences, not many people in the world get to experience something like that. And very recently, I was thinking about, a story that I wanted to write. And especially because of that experience, I always thought those people at the police barricades were hanging over the police barricades, taking pictures of us. And I could only imagine what they thought about us, like who they thought we were or whatever else. And, I would love to have seen pictures of us from that day, not because I want to, revel in the glory of being there, but more in the idea of like, I bet at some point they assumed that we were criminals or something else as well. And I really think it's so interesting how like perspectives and stories can change just based on the amount of information that you have. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this first story. I have a lot of them, and I'm really happy to have a place to share these stories with you, but also share these Pokemon pack hits. So if you've gotten this far, bless you. Thank you so much. If you could like, subscribe, please leave a comment. I want to know what you guys think. Have you guys experienced anything like this before? Have you guys been in a situation to where, you were in way over your head than you first thought that you would be? Just let me know. I will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.